Hey, what's up everyone? Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today we're going to talk about 7 different things that I look for in an EDC knife. And to give you an example of a knife that meets all those criteria, we're going to show you the Benchmade Osbourne 940. Number 1. All right, so the first thing I'm always asking with an EDC knife is, what am I going to use it for in reality? Am I going to use it for self-defense? Am I going to use it for wilderness survival? Probably not. I'm probably going to use it to cut open boxes, to do some tasks like cutting paracord, maybe cutting some rope, cutting some string, other basic tasks. So it doesn't have to be a huge, hefty knife. It has to just be something that's going to get some basic cutting done. Number 2. The second thing I'm going to ask is about the quality of the company who made the knife. So if you know Benchmade, they make excellent knives. And again, I got this one from Optics Planet, so that gives me 2 good options. I can go back to Optics Planet if I have an issue, or I can go to Benchmade if I have an issue. Now, with Benchmade knives, you're probably not going to have an issue, but that being said, they've got a good reputation, at least in my experience, when it comes to customer service. So that's going to make a difference. If I'm using this knife a lot and then something goes wrong with it, I want to have a company that I can get the knife back to, or I can at least talk to somebody in the customer service department to figure out how I'm going to get it fixed, how I'm going to get it sent back and sharpened, whatever it is. I need a company that's going to work well with me. Number 3. The third thing I'm going to ask is about the steel. You can see right here, very small S30V. That's an excellent steel. It's going to keep an edge for a long time, which for me, I don't want to have to be sharpening my EDC knife all the time. So if it's a cheap metal that's going to be either getting dull really quick, or it's soft, it's going to be getting chips in it, whatever it is, I don't want to buy that type of knife if I'm going to invest in an EDC knife. I want one that's going to stay sharp and it's going to have a good steel, and so S30V is a great option for that. Number 4. The fourth thing I want to think about for an EDC knife is the weight. The Osbourne 940 comes in at 2.9 ounces. Now, I generally don't mind a heavy EDC knife, but that's because I'm using lots of different knives over lots of different weeks because I'm testing them. I'm getting ready to review them. I want to actually carry them and use them. But if I'm talking about a knife that I'm going to carry regularly and not be using all different kind of knives, say over several weeks, 2.9 ounces for me is a great weight. Number 5. The fifth thing I think about is the size of the knife and the length of the blade. So this is 7.8 inches from end to end, and it's got a 3.4 inch blade. I like every once in a while to try out something that's kind of a smaller blade, but I find it's just not super useful. So I want, in general, like a 7.5 to 8.5, maybe 9 inch knife. And then as far as the length of the blade, I want maybe 3.5 to 3.75. 3.4 is just right for me. That allows me to do lots of slicing and cutting without feeling like I've got a tiny little blade going like this. Number 6. Number 6 for me is the thickness of the knife. I don't want a knife that's super thick, because when it's sitting in my pocket, whether it's a pair of jeans or dress pants, that can just be uncomfortable. So this is 0.41 inches thick, which is a nice slim knife, and yet again, with that nice long blade and a good size handle, it's still very comfortable to use. If you get a knife that's too thick, then you got that in your pocket, maybe you have a pen, maybe you've got a notepad, you just got too much stuff in your front pocket. So I like a knife that's nice and thin like this. Again, 940 Osbourne gets the win on that one. Number 7. The last thing for me is the overall look of the knife. I want something functional. I want something that's going to stay sharp for a long time, but I don't want to look at it every time and go like, oh, what a nasty looking knife. So once again, the 940 I just think is a really good looking knife. Look at that purple liner there. Just a very slim, sleek, and yet very handsome blade. There you have it, 7 different things that I look for in an EDC knife, and as I mentioned before, the Osbourne 940 really fits the bill for all those different categories when I'm trying to pick a long-term use EDC knife. I want to say thanks again to Optics Planet for helping make this video possible, and I put a link to the Osbourne 940 and a couple other EDC knives that I like down in the description box below, so head over to Optics Planet and purchase them there, but also use the discount code that they gave to me so you can save a little money when you get your EDC knife. Thanks as always for checking out the videos. More videos coming soon. Take care.